Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY, and today we're going to take a look at the CC battery powered pole saw. Now, we are getting into that time of year where you like to cut back a lot of limbs that have grown over the summer, the spring, summer, and you're going into the fall. This is a great unit. This is a 2-in-1 unit. What I'm going to do is we're going to open it in here. We're going to see what's in the box, and then stay tuned because we're going to go outside and we're going to test it and see if this thing really performs. So I have not opened this yet. Do not know what's in it. You can see it is still sealed. We are going to cut the tape and let's see just what all we really get. And when I say it's a 2-in-1, guys, it's supposed to be a hand saw that'll work off the battery, and then you put the pole attachments on it and makes it a pole saw. And this pole saw goes all the way from 6 foot up to 10 foot. So if you're a 6 foot tall guy or right around there, that means that you're going to have about a 16-foot reach with this thing. That's quite a ways. So let's cut it open nice and gentle so that we don't cut into something we're not supposed to. And there we go. When you get it, it's going to look just like this. You got foam protecting it right there. We're going to pull that foam out, set it aside, and there is our whole system. And it looks like it is packaged really nicely. I'm going to bend this down, guys, so you can see a little better. So the very first thing you're going to see is the instruction manual. It's going to be a battery system, and they don't give you just one battery. You're going to get 2. And the batteries are fairly heavy. I kind of expected a cheaper battery. They're really nice. They even have a meter on it, and they already come with a charge. They're not fully charged. You're not on 4 bars, but I am on 3. So we'll be able to test this today. So we have 2 of those. And this is a 21-volt system, by the way. And let's see how this one is. This one actually is 3 as well. So both of them need to be charged. And before you use them for the first time, guys, I would recommend always fully charging them because it makes the batteries last longer if you do that. If you look over here, you're going to have some other stuff. Now, you get a bag of things here. I can see there's safety glasses in here. Right here. So they give you that. They also have a shoulder harness with the little straps that go to the D-rings so that you can strap this onto a shoulder. It looks like a lubricating bottle where you're going to be able to put your chain oil in because you are going to want to put chain oil in this. Have some gloves. They're not the most heavy-duty gloves, but hey, they are gloves and they will get you started. And it looks like you have a spare chain because I would assume there's already going to be a chain on here. So they give you a backup chain, and they even give you the little screwdriver. Actually, it's a regular slotted screwdriver so that you can do your adjustments. So we have that. Okay, guys, so let's see. We have something else here. This is probably going to be the charger, and it is. Let's open that up. This is where you're going to want to plug in the batteries and get them charging. Let's see how well that works. But we're going to undo that, get that off of there, and you have your little transformer. We're going to plug it in, and we're going to plug this in and see how it works. All right, guys, so you just plug the transformer into your outlet, and there must be, here it is. So you have the end that plugs in. It's right back here behind the battery in the center. So this doesn't have a big module you slide it on. You just simply plug it in like that, right there, and let it start charging. I don't see any indication lights. Actually, there is an indicator light. Let me see if I can hold this up. So your indicator light is actually going to be on the front of this, and you see the red light right here, and you plug it in this way. So when this thing gets fully charged, I am assuming that that red light is going to go green. So we're going to leave that setting right there for a while and let it charge up. And let's see what else we have in the unit. Now, one of the things is a handle. I see that. And here is our actual pole part. So we're going to set that there, and we're going to try that in just a second and see how it works. And then here is the actual saw. We're going to set that down. Now that is everything in the box. It is totally empty. So let's see how hard it is to work this thing. So first of all, let's see. Oh, okay. It has a guard, and the guard is going to go like this. And then it has a sleeve, a protective sleeve. You're going to pull that protective sleeve off. And yes, there is a chain. And do not play or touch the chain. If you have a battery installed, obviously I do not. All right. Adjusting this one, looks like all you're going to do is loosen this little set screw here. And you have a Phillips in here. Actually, let's see if this actually works. It's a Phillips or a flat. Because it's slotted, yep, it's slotted all the way through. So to tighten or loosen, you're going to loosen this right here. And you can tighten it by simply turning the little set screw that is inside. Get it where you want it. Make sure that you have a slight pull down. You don't want it too much, you don't want it too little. And tighten it up. If you have it over tight, you'll tear up your chain and probably the gears inside. Now, this is where you are going to prime the oil. And the oil itself, I can see it up. It's just super simple. It's actually on the primer. You're going to open it up there and you're going to fill the oil up. That's why they give you the small bottle so that you can fill it up with that, just like this. Okay, so fill this up with your chain oil first, and make sure you don't just go out and use this with that chain oil. You will wreck your system quickly, so make sure you have some of that. All right, so we have that. Now it has another spot here for a screw. That's going to be this. Now you are pretty much ready to use this in the handheld mode. So we're going to take the battery. It should just clip right in. They slide in little grooves, and boom. When you get ready to take the battery off, guys, push the red button and slide out. All right, so let's see how this thing sounds. Sounds really good. Now, of course, like I said, I would not be doing any cutting until I get the oil in, and then you're going to pump this until you see the oil in here and prime it. All right, so overall looks good. Now, if I'm going to put it on the extender, I am not going to want probably this on the extension because I don't want it hitting the limbs and getting stuck, so I would pull it off for the extension. I've got my battery off. So I pull it off, set it aside, have the battery set aside. Now what we are going to do, obviously the side with the trigger is going to be with your hand. So we are going to want to put this on here and we just clip it into place. Boom. Now this should articulate. So let me see if I can figure out how it articulates. So that should go up and down. That's a release. Okay guys, so I can see how it works now. Obviously I didn't read instructions, I'm just figuring it out on the fly, but you have a where it says push, there's a button, so you just push it in, and now I can adjust this. So I can cut directly like that, but what's really interesting is if you wanted to do it angled, you could do it like that as well. So if you got up on a big limb and you just want to cut straight down, you may want that, so the saw itself will be able to kind of push down. You may not want to cut it totally straight depending on how far up you're going. If I'm going to extend this, it's got little levers here. You lift them up and I can move these up. Okay, it's got one there and it's got one here. So it's got double, and there is a spring inside of it. I can feel it. So that's pretty nice. So you'll extend it to the length that you want. So say now you have that on, the only thing you have left is going to be putting on your battery. So now I'm going to take the battery and put it on this end right here, lock it in, you hear it clip, and now we should be able to work it. And you've got a safety button you have to push in and then pull trigger. So very nice, guys. I like it. It feels wonderful. Now the true test is let's take it outside and let's go see what it does with trees. Let's see if it actually functions. So let's do that. Okay guys, I have got it all hooked up. We have got oil in the unit. You have a little like sight glass right here on the side where you can see when it's full. You just simply pump the little pump here to prime it so that you make sure you have oil. If you have trouble getting the oil in, flip it upside down like this and it'll fill that little bulb with the oil. When you go to adjust these, they have the little springs on them here. You can actually tighten the little spring up and then clamp it. Just make sure your fingers are not in between, and it has caution guards telling you not to do that so you don't pinch your hands. The nice thing about this though is the reach. It can reach an awful long way. One caution though, guys, it has a lot of power and it'll kick back and kind of knock itself off. So you want to make sure that you take your branch and kind of slide it up under it, snug, and then let the saw do the work. If you try to force it, you're liable to get it stuck, and then you will be on a ladder if they're trying to get your tool down. So you don't want to do that. You want to be gentle. Make sure you're cutting from the top, if at all possible, so that the branch will pull away and that little split where it's cutting will split away instead of crunching in on your blade and getting stuck. But really nice. You know, this is by far not the full length. It goes much further. I can hit that 16 foot really easy. So we are going to go ahead and cut some of the limbs behind me. Okay guys, I by no means have this stretched all the way out, but I have plenty to be able to get in here. Let's see what it does. That's very nice. Now it tends to lurch you forward, so you want to make sure you start with it up against it. Okay guys, there you go. You saw how easy it works. It cuts really nicely. So overall guys, if I was rating this on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, I'd have to give it 5 stars. It's an awesome unit. Do yourself a favor, pick yourself up one today. I don't think you'll regret it, and we'll see you guys on the next review.